Do you want to learn how to use the Suey Hero Mass Hog Attack strategy at Town Hall 10? Well, this guide is going to teach you everything that you guys need to know about this strategy. With that being said, let's jump straight into the guide. Suey Hero Mass Hogs is again one of the strongest Town Hall 10 hog strategies, second to the P.E.K.K.A. Hogs Attack. Now, this attack strategy, unlike P.E.K.K.A. Hogs, is mainly using the heroes in order to get certain pieces of value. Now, this is going to specifically be the enemy CC, the enemy queen, and also the enemy king if possible. Now, the other thing is, you want to try and get the multi-inferno as well. Now, with this, you want to use a Suey hero. So how do we use this properly? Well, you want to try and send in the king first, or even send both heroes in, but you want to try and make sure that you funnel the queen so that then she goes in the right direction to get some pieces of value. This is actually going to include the king in this case, along with some other structures such as the wizard towers and the archer towers. So you really want to try and make sure of that. Now, you also want to try and make sure that you try to carve a path easy enough for the stone slammer in order to get to the next defense. And you really want to try and make sure that it falls within the queen's radius. So if we take a look at where that stone slammer would pop, the Valkyries from that stone slammer are going to be able to kill the enemy queen and also get rid of the multi-inferno along with the bomb tower. Now, remember, you want to try and look for key objectives. So on the screen, you're going to see the key objectives for any hog attack. So you really want to try and make sure that you really understand the key objectives here when you guys are doing this. Now, if we also take a look at where this entry point, it's better to go into an area close to the queen than going in from, let's say, right here. It's definitely just not a good area to go. There's not a lot of Suey value that you can get from there other than pulling the CC, which it was a lava hound. So you really want to try and identify exactly how much of the base that you can get with your Suey hero, and then also you want to try and make sure and find out where is the easiest spot and where's that queen. So you want to try and find easy value for this. So you also are bringing heal, rage, and the poison, just like with any hog attack. Now, the rage is going to specifically be used with the stone slammer, trying to get as much value as possible with that stone slammer, and then letting it pop and using the rage with those Valkyries in order to take out the queen and maybe get a little bit more value. Now, other pieces of value that you can possibly get from an attack like this is Teslas. And we see from this area is that there was a Tesla farm right by that town hall, meaning that that gives us value from the queen or from the Suey hero side. This then now allows us to, create some solid pathing. It allows for that stone slammer to not move over to the archer tower and move over to the other archer tower within the multi-inferno compartment. Remember, popping the queen's ability when absolutely necessary, just like any time you really use the queen. But then again, you really want to use the rage and also try to get those Valkyries to get as much value as possible. Now again, notice that this CC is a Lava Hound CC. I assume a lot of you guys probably won't see this. However, a Lava Loon CC can be easily dealt with, even with the Hog Attack, by just using the poison. A max poison will be able to take out that max loon, so it's really important to consider this. If we take a look at the heals being placed here, we noticed that one heal was placed right here over the multi-inferno, and that is exactly where one spot should be. You want to try and make sure that you heal over multi-infernos and other splash buildings along with a lot of point defenses. Another one is being used here because of the bomb tower and also the giant bomb that was there, along with a lot of those point defenses and the splash, mainly being the wizard tower right there. So again, you really want to try and make sure that you use those heals when absolutely necessary. Sometimes it's also a good idea to save some hogs. So you really want to try and make sure that you just try and take a look at the base and see what it calls for. Again, heal spells are being used really carefully in order to make sure that you can get as much value as possible from your heals on your group of hogs. Make sure that they don't always split. And you also notice that the poison spell there was being used on the back end. Why were the poison spells being used? Well, the poison spells are specifically used, one, to take out the enemy CC, one, using the max poison on the enemy loon or any of the enemy CC, whether it be damage, and then also using the lower level poison, your poison that you bring in your spell composition, to use on the skellies on the back end. Just a really good tip and trick to keep in mind. Now, if we take a look at this one, again, there is no solid area of entry in terms of sending both heroes in. However, we can actually set a solid funnel by just using the queen here, the king here, and then this allows us to use the stone slammer moving into here. Now, if we take a look at where those key objectives are, notice how the CC, queen, and king are all right here. They give us a lot of great value there. Now, we can't get a multi-inferno as easy, however, 100% it's definitely going to be pretty simple to get those 3 key objectives. And then we have enough hogs, we have 39 hogs, and that is typically what you're going to be bringing, along with some funnel troops, maybe a coconut loon for a baby dragon if you decide to bring it. So you really want to try and make sure to really take a look. Now, if you are bringing a loon, sometimes there may be a troll Tesla, and in this case, there was a troll Tesla right here. So you really want to try, and if it is your fresh hit, you will never know, but sometimes it could be a good idea to just bring an archer and use that one archer in order to see if there is one. So you really want to try and make sure to identify that when you guys are using an attack strategy like this. Now, unlike the other one where you saw that he used the queen and king together, you can actually use the heroes separated. Hence the name Suey hero. You're not forced to use the Suey hero in one location. You're able to use the Suey hero in 2 areas. This then allows you to get a lot more value than you were originally expecting to get. So really, it's definitely a good option to consider this. And again, you want your Valkyries to get as much of the value as possible. This will include the enemy CC and enemy queen. And getting rid of the Lava Hound CC right here, as you can see, is a lot of good value. And also pulling any traps, such as, giant bombs or even stuff like spring traps. So you really want to try and make sure you can get as much as possible. We can see that all the hogs are being just spammed in here, but 4 heal spells will be used in this, and you really want to try and make sure that you heal over, again, as I said, those splash buildings and also the multi-inferno, along with the all the point defenses. And we can actually see a free spell is being used specifically over on the Expos in order to keep all those groups alive. And we notice that instead of using the heal on those smaller groups, we're using it on the bigger groups. Let's go ahead and boost this up a little bit to give you guys sort of that idea. Now, even though we ran out of heals here, and we do have skellies, that doesn't mean that we don't have enough hogs to clean up through the rest of the base, and we actually do. We can see that you can actually get through this relatively easily, and then have enough of those hogs destroy the skellies there, and get through the rest of the base as part of cleanup. So again, it's really up to you on exactly how you guys are going to do this. Are you going to save hogs? Are you going to just use them and spam? Again, all up to you on exactly what you guys want to try out with this attack. It is fairly strong, and just try to make sure that you don't use your poison spell until towards the very end. This will then avoid any skellies from really harassing your hogs. So the first thing we all notice from this base is the single target infernos. Double single target infernos. So does this attack strategy work on them? Of course they do. 100%. Again, obviously, since those single target infernos can only hit 1 unit at a time, it really means that it's going to really help a lot. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at this base design here, we can actually use a Suey hero on the opposite side to, get some sort of value from there. Allow the king and queen to walk down this way. But then also, we can actually use the stone slammer and the rage with those Valkyries to take out that entire compartment. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that there is a damage CC within there, which means that you are going to be using that max poison spell. However, if we also notice that there is a freeze spell within this composition, and also what you can really tell is that a freeze is definitely going to be useful in order to keep all of those troops within that poison spell, along with freezing up the inferno so that then the stone slammer can get towards it and then pop, so that then the Valkyries can pop out and actually pop right in the center and take out all of that. So you really want to try and make sure that you identify where you want to go in. Now, the other thing is, you might want to send in just a few hogs going in to either side, and then you want to try and save a few more hogs for the other side. You want to try and make sure that they go in and then they go in, so that then they could start meeting and go like that. So you really want to try and make sure to identify this when you guys are doing this attack. Again, setting the funnel, using a baby dragon to get rid of the town hall or whatever buildings there is going to be extremely important. Obviously, getting the 1 star is going to be heavy. You want to try and get the 2 star even if you fail. So you really want to try and make sure that you can get a solid funnel set. And we can see that the baby dragon and wizard, along with this archer tower being tanked for, is really going to do the trick and allow this wizard and also the baby dragon to set a solid funnel. Again, if we take a look at it, the freeze being used over the defense or the CC, and also the enemy queen, king, and also the single target inferno gives us a lot of value from that small area. This now means that we can actually get through this little bottom portion right here just with a little bit of the Suey hero help, and then sending in the hogs. Now remember, you're using 4 heal spells, so try to spend your heal spells wisely, especially against bases that don't have multi-infernos, which then means that you can actually try and use the heal spells to get some sort of value. You can see, not using too many hogs, but having the hogs just enough so that then they can start getting through the base and making sure that then you're going to be able to have some hogs on the back end as they start to meet. So if we can see, we got hogs going in down here, and then we have 2 groups of hogs going into here. This now then predicts your pathing, since you now want to use your heal spell specifically over that single target inferno. That is where all those hogs are going to start meeting and then moving into the base. You really want to try and again make sure that you take a look at where all of the splash and all the point defenses are. You can't really predict those spring traps, so you really want to try and make sure that you use the heal spells where those hogs are going, so that then they can have all of that heal available to them. So it's really important to consider this. And also, make sure they can get some sort of splash done, because that is really going to help you with this type of attack. So you really want to try and make sure that you can get as much value as possible with this attack from the Suey hero, from the Suey slammer, and then also the hogs and the heals. So you really want to try and make sure that you guys can do all of that. With that being said, that's going to do it, guys, for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy and learn something. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss an upload. Also, let me know in the comments below if you guys did enjoy this and want to see more. With that being said, you guys can feel free to join my community Discord or the XE Humanity Family Discord. The links are going to be in the description below. And if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, feel free. The link to it is also in the description below. With that being said, my name's Corrupt, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.